K-pop Demon Hunters valued at 1 trillion won, but profits flow overseas. Why K-content struggles to expand its IP. Korean dramas, films, and other forms of K-content have been scoring one box office and streaming hit after another in the global market. The Netflix animated feature K-pop Demon Hunters, often shortened to K-pop Demon Hunters in Korean, has once again demonstrated the potential of K-content, with its worldwide success prompting forecasts that its intellectual property, IP, could be worth as much as 1 trillion won. Yet many observers are skeptical that this kind of success is actually leading to structural improvements in Korea's content industry. K-pop Demon Hunters puts Korean cultural elements front and center, but production and distribution were handled by overseas companies. Most of the box office and streaming revenue, as well as profits from merchandise and spin-off businesses that leverage the character IP, have gone to global platforms. Thanks to the film's popularity, items such as gimbap, instant ramen, Hanok-style architecture, and character goods have gained worldwide attention. But the actual profits have flowed to a US platform and a Japanese production company. Critics say this exposes the limitations of Korea's content industry when it comes to securing core IP. Content produced by Korean companies has also failed to break out of this structural trap. As appearance fees and other costs have surged, domestic production houses have found it increasingly difficult to finance projects on their own. In response, they have accepted upfront production funding from deep-pocketed global over-the-top OTT platforms such as Netflix and Disney+ in exchange for handing over content copyrights and the additional value generated from them. Squid Game and Moving are emblematic cases. In many instances, production companies do not even have proper access to key information on how much, where, and in what ways their works are being consumed. This makes it difficult to expand the value of their IP after a hit or to design follow-up businesses. Professor Lee Sung-min of the Department of Media Arts and Sciences at Korea National Open University, KNOU, warned at a recent National Assembly forum that if the foundation for building long-term, high-value-added businesses based on IP becomes weak, the current growth of K-culture could turn out to be an illusion. The vulnerability of Korea's IP industry becomes even clearer when viewed through the numbers. According to the Korea Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KCCI, as of 2024, not a single Korean IP made it onto the list of the world's top 50 global licensors. By contrast, the United States and Japan generate enormous revenue across apparel, toys, retail, and the broader entertainment sector on the back of their character and story IP. Walt Disney, the world's largest licensor, recorded $62 billion, about 90 trillion won, in merchandise sales in 2024 by leveraging super IP, such as Mickey Mouse. Iconics Entertainment, Korea's #1 licensor, and the owner of IP including Pororo the Little Penguin, Taeyo the Little Bus, and Zanmang Loopy, posted 18 billion won in license revenue and 900 billion won, about $620 million, in character merchandise sales last year. At this point, the cases of Japan and Hong Kong are frequently cited as mirrors that reflect possible futures for K-content. Japan's animation industry still boasts world-leading IP competitiveness and continues to grow. According to Japan Broadcasting Corporation, NHK, the total size of the Japanese animation market reached 3.8407 trillion yen in 2024, about 35.5 trillion won, setting a new all-time high. However, as a large share of overseas revenue now depends on global OTT platforms, production studios are increasingly being pushed into weaker positions in licensing negotiations and revenue-sharing arrangements. A telling example is that Netflix earned $2.074 billion, about 3 trillion won, in 2023 from streaming Japanese animation alone. This accounted for 38% of all revenue generated from Japanese animation streaming. Even when they hold strong IP, Japanese rights holders are often placed at a disadvantage in licensing deals for broadcasting and streaming rights because global OTT platforms monopolize viewing data, creating severe information asymmetry. In fact, the Japan Fair Trade Commission (JFTC) has reported that about half of the companies responding to its survey said they do not even receive viewing data from overseas platforms. The decline of the Hong Kong film industry, once dubbed the Hollywood of Asia, is an even more extreme example. In pursuit of quick returns, the industry churned out similar films in narrow genres such as action and noir, ultimately losing its competitive edge and being pushed from the global center to the periphery. This shows how quickly a content industry can deteriorate once it loses its international reach, platform power, and IP leadership. Lee Jong-myong, head of the Industrial Innovation Division at KCCI, noted, "In the past, it was possible to grow simply by making good products and selling them well, but today it is difficult to achieve growth with that approach alone," adding, "We need to actively pursue a lock-in strategy that industrializes IP such as K-content to create sustained global demand." Choi Jinung, a legislative researcher at the National Assembly Research Service, NARS, advised, "Bold support measures are needed, such as expanding tax credits for large corporations, so that major players like the merged Tving WAV entity can compete with Netflix."